Did you ever wish you could transform your living room without spending a cent? No new furniture, no renovation, just a design that works for you. Because that's exactly what I did with this room. Here, the family had moved into their new home just over a year ago, and while they planned a full renovation down the line, they found themselves completely stuck in the in-between, living in a space that wasn't working for them. So today, I'm going to show you how I helped them reimagine it using only what they already had, and how you can do the same in your own home. Because sometimes the biggest transformation doesn't start with a budget, it starts with a shift in perspective. When I first walked into this room, it had great bones, tall ceilings, a beautiful fireplace, but it just didn't feel right. The family used it for everything, watching TV, working, even storing clothes to donate. The sofa was pushed to one wall, 2 armchairs were crammed into the bay window, and the desk sat in a dark corner behind the door. It was a space meant for relaxing and connecting, but instead it caused stress and frustration. They even told me they didn't feel happy to have friends over. And that's something I hear so often. And it's heartbreaking because your home should never hold you back from living. It should support you to achieve the life you want. So before you think your house is too small, too cluttered, or too temporary, remember that design is about reimagining what's already in front of you. The first step was simple, a reset. We cleared the room completely, removing anything that didn't serve the function or feeling they wanted. I took everything off the shelves to create a blank canvas. There were lots of colours and materials fighting for attention in the space, so I started by editing what was there to define a calm, cohesive palette: grey, beige, muted green, wood tones from the flooring, and subtle black accents drawn from the TV and the fireplace. Take a look around your own space. Do you need to have a reset to rediscover the possibilities and build an intentional palette? When you strip a room back to its foundation, you don't lose personality, you uncover it. Once the clutter was gone, I looked at the layout. And the biggest issue was flow. When you walked into the room, there was a huge empty gap and all the furniture was pushed to either side. I rotated everything. The 3-seater sofa now faces the fireplace, making it a true focal point. And although you see the back of the couch to the right as you enter the room, it is not pushed up against the wall, so it looks intentional. The 2 armchairs sit beside it with a small table in between, creating a conversation zone. Now, when you enter the space, you're greeted by warmth and balance instead of chaos. Ask yourself, does your living room layout feel inviting? What small change could you make to add an extra seat or move what you have towards each other? Because it's amazing what happens when your furniture faces connection. Suddenly the room invites conversation instead of isolation. If your room feels off, it's rarely the furniture, it's the flow. This room also had to function for work and family life, so I created clear zones. I moved the desk into the bay window where there's beautiful natural light, transforming a cluttered corner into a workspace that actually inspires productivity. I found a neutral armchair in the kitchen and placed it at the desk instead of a dining chair. It looked intentional, felt comfortable, and added texture. Then to visually separate the spaces, I found 2 rugs, one to anchor the seating area and one for under the desk. Now there's flow, not friction, between how they live and work. If you have a room that's used for various functions, make a list and check, do you have a defined space for each? If not, start creating zones today. A multifunctional room doesn't mean compromise, it means clarity. And my favourite part in all this, it's shopping the home. Alongside the rugs and the armchair, we pulled the forgotten ottoman from the playroom to double as a footrest and coffee table. And I added a small side table beside the sofa with a lamp for layered lighting. These small intentional swaps gave the room a completely new rhythm without spending anything. I bet every time you clear out a space, you find something you had forgotten about that would work in another room. I know I have, so let me know in the comments if you can relate. This is what I teach my clients and students. When you stop focusing on what's missing and start reworking what's there, you gain confidence, and that confidence is contagious. spreading room by room and project by project. And contrary to some of my comments, you don't have to be rich to have a designed home, because it isn't about spending more, it's about seeing more. Once the layout worked, we moved on to styling. I kept the accessories simple but meaningful. A cushion on the desk chair, a plant for life, and a framed photo that actually worked with the palette. In the seating area, I edited the cushions to leave a few with complementary tones, adding a soft throw, and styled the ottoman with a tray, book and ceramic vase filled with lavender from the garden. The shelves were edited down to include baskets, selected ornaments and family photos that told a story. Not every memory, just the ones that mattered the most. When you're styling, pay attention to design principles like group in threes, odd numbers, balance, vary heights and leave negative space. Because when you give space to your belongings, they start to breathe, and so do you. Then I edited a small wine corner beside the fireplace. Now it looks intentional instead of cluttered. And like with every home or project, there's still room to grow. Curtains could soften the look and artwork could evolve over time. But for now, this space feels calm, inviting and truly theirs. What I love about this kind of transformation is that it's proof that design is never about how a home looks, it's about how it makes you feel. And for this family, that meant having a place to relax and being proud to share it with others again.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong.
You don't need a renovation to love your home, you just need to rediscover it. So if you're feeling stuck in your own home, I hope this shows what's possible. The right design can change your daily life, and once you experience that, it's hard not to want to do it for others too. That's why I teach how to turn your love for interiors into a business that gives freedom, purpose and balance. Because sometimes redesigning your home is the first step to redesigning your life. If this inspired you to reset your home, this next video walks you through the 20 things to remove from your home for that luxury look.